colleague from California, Mr. Fong, you are recognized for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. First, I'd like to thank you, Director Kratsios, for your work on advancing AI policy and AI education specifically. Your being chair of the AI Education Task Force is important and foundational, especially as the White House has prioritized AI literacy across our society. And I want to thank you for working with me on my bill, HR 5351, the NSF AI Education Act, which would address gaps in research, education, and workforce development in AI by allowing the NSF to award collegiate AI scholarships, create public-private partnerships when it comes to AI fellowships, and establish up to 8 regional centers of AI excellence at community colleges and career technical education schools. I wanted to follow up on from my colleague from North Carolina. How is your office working with NSF and other agencies to ensure rural students in their communities have increasing access to STEM education, AI literacy opportunities, so they can take full advantage of AI applications with confidence and responsibility?
So the NSF Advanced Technology Education, or ATE program, is one that we work on with NSF, and that focuses on 2-year institutions of higher education with the goal of supporting the education of technicians for high technology fields that drive a lot of the nation's economy. The other program, which you may be familiar with, is the Experimental Learning for Emerging and Novel Technologies, or EXCELLENT program. And that supports experimental learning opportunities for individuals from all professional and educational backgrounds, and it results in increased access to and interesting career pathways in a variety of technology fields. And actually, I think Cal State Fresno is a recipient and participant in that.
Great. Well, I certainly invite you to my district, to Fresno State, Cal State Bakersfield. We have a number of community colleges and trade schools that are actively working to develop a skilled workforce when it comes to emerging technologies. Just to build on the programs you've outlined, how can my education institutions, how can they integrate AI education training into these programs? Those that may, is there a way to interface with you in your office, and what can Congress do to support these partnerships?
I think from a congressional standpoint, we should continue to support these, both through authorization and appropriation. I think these are important programs for driving the reskilling and skilling of Americans broadly. To the extent of specific organizations that want to be involved, feel free to have them connect with our office, and we can make sure they're linked up with the appropriate folks at NSF.
Perfect. And then in terms of the AI action plan, I know it charges the DOE and NSF to invest in the development of AI test beds for piloting AI systems in secure real-world settings so that researchers can prototype new AI systems and translate them to the market. What are some ways that utilizing these AI test beds would benefit American competitiveness and Americans overall?
Yeah, test beds are such a critical place. I think with anyone who's worked on sort of technological innovation or broad scientific discovery, you need places where you can do the experimental work and get the feedback loop of seeing what happens when you try something and then going back to the lab bench, tinkering with it and going back out. And NSF has funded a few test beds related to AI and is looking to do more. And I think what's critically important is we have these test beds, both for folks that do the metrology work at places like NIST and people who do more of the basic science at NSF. So we're big supporters of these test beds, and we think that they're true accelerants to innovation.
Perfect. Well, I want to thank you for your work again, and I look forward to partnering with you, especially when it comes to your work on the AI Education Task Force. And with